تظاهرات نه به روحانی در نیویورک علیه حضور رئیس جمهور فاشیسم دینی در مجمع عمومی در سالگرد در هم شکستن لیست‌گذاری و برچسب ارتجاعی استعماری، پیروزی تاریخی مقاومت و ارتش آزادی بخش ملی.
Gentlemen, my name is Shekufa Sharif and I'm here along with my colleagues today, Ana Sami and Vijana Daryani. And we salute all of you and our distinguished guests. Our message is very simple. We are here to say no to Rouhani. He does not represent the Iranian people. His invitation to the United Nations is an insult to the freedom-loving Iranians and their quest for freedom and democracy in Iran, and to the Charter of the United Nations. We represent the millions of Iranians demanding regime change in Iran. We are the voices of Iran. You are the voices of Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, we wish to emphasize our concern about the situation of our brave heroes in Camp Liberty. It is incumbent upon the United Nations and the United States to uphold the commitments they have repeatedly made to the resistance and ensuring their protection and security. Our message to the world is, Rouhani is not the representative of the Iranian people. He should be expelled from the UN. Let us all say it very loud and very clear. No to Rouhani, yes to regime change in Iran. No to Rouhani, yes to regime change in Iran. Regime change in Iran. Regime change in Iran.
I want you to know how honored I am to be here in the fight of a most noble cause. And that cause is freedom for the Iranian people. Should never, never give up fighting for the people of Iran. And one of the first moves we need to make is Rouhani must go. Rouhani must go. How many more Christians should be put in prison? How many more people should be slaughtered and killed? It's time for freedom in Iran. It's time for freedom for the Iranian people. I want to tell you, as a member and chairman of the New York State Conservative Party, I apologize to you for my president's actions, because President Obama is on the wrong side of history. He is on the wrong side of fighting for human rights. How can you enter into a deal with someone who is a terrorist, someone who persecutes people, someone who kills people on an ongoing basis? Mr. President, I know you're across the street today, but you are wrong, and you're on the wrong side of history. I implore you to listen to these people who understand what freedom is all about. We should not be given 1 penny of the $150 billion to Irani. Not 1 penny. That money we only use to strengthen his grip on the people of Iran. It would only be used to strengthen the grip of terrorism on the people of Iran. No to the money for Iran. No to the money for Iran. No to the money for Iran. Let me close by saying to you, I want to thank you for your noble effort. I want to thank you for your noble cause. And I pledge to you, as long as I'm breathing, I will continue to fight for freedom of Iran and to get rid of Rohani. Thank you. God bless you.
It is an honor and a privilege to be with you this morning. Why am I here today? And I believe it's why you are here today. There are many, many reasons. First of which is that many years ago, the United Nations and the United States of America made very specific promises to the people at Ashraf then and Liberty Now that they would provide for their safety and security. They promised in writing, and year after year they violated their promises. I am here to stand with the MEK to see that the United Nations and the United States make good on their promises to the people at Liberty and Ashraf. I am here today because I have had the opportunity to meet with family members of those who are right now basically in a concentration camp in Liberty as they move from Ashraf. I am here today because I've met with mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers and seen the Book of Martyrs, where the Ayatollah and the leadership in Iran since 1979 have imprisoned and tortured and murdered thousands and thousands of dissidents. I'm here today to say to your friends and your relatives and the men and women you believe in Camp Liberty, to say to each and every one of them how proud I am of their sacrifice and their courage, how much I admire their relentless spirit to speak the truth to power, how much I believe that when the history of a modern Iran is written, an Iran that's democratic, that's non-nuclear, that's tolerant, perhaps an Iran led by Madame Rajavi, frankly afraid to lift their voice in protest because of the repressive nature of the regime, will look back at their spirit, will look back at their courage, will look back at their sacrifice and say, you were the foundation upon which we built a democratic, non-nuclear Iran. That's the modern Iran that we all support, and that's the modern Iran that they've sacrificed for. You are the faces of the new and modern Iran. You are the young people who represent the best of a great history and a great culture. I believe the people of Iran are in alignment with the people of Camp Liberty. Let us stand with new leadership in front of the United Nations and put an end to human rights violations in Iran and around the world. Put an end to terrorism. That's why I'm here today, to join you in that cause.
Ten in Iran! Ten! Regime ten in Iran!
Thank you.
We are here to talk about three words that the Iranian regime doesn't understand, and that is human rights and democracy. We are here to send a message. It's great to have so many young people here, the future, right? It's great to have a democratic movement, an alternative for Iran, right? And it's you here at this rally, members of the clergy, scholars, students, activists, men, women, Iranian Americans, Iranians, people from all across the world, here at the United Nations to send a message that Iran needs to change. It needs to change. And we're going to focus in my brief talk on two issues: human rights and Iran's support for international terrorism. Human rights. Under Rouhani, there have been 2,000 executions. According to Amnesty International, 700 this year. On September 20th, the latest execution was a 19-year-old boy, 19 years old. And there are reports of men and women being blinded, acid attacks on women, which shows that besides there being a lack of fair elections and freedom of the press and freedom of parliament and assembly, there is massive violations of human rights. And this is Amnesty International saying it. This is the UN Human Rights Commission saying it. So it's not just those that are against the regime. This is documented, and this needs to end. And there's a democratic alternative of human rights right here. Right? That's you. Right? And that's us. And America should stand behind that movement. International terrorism. The United States and Iran have reached a nuclear deal. What I believe needs to happen is an international effort to stop Iran's support for international terrorism. First, Syria. Assad is a killer, a violator of human rights. And Iran is helping him, along with Russia. Iran and Russia together working to provide arms and ammunition and troops to Assad, who is starting to go down. Look what's happened in Syria. Almost 1 million refugees, men and women that want to leave, that want a better life, that want to go to Europe. Germany has responded, but a lot of other countries in Europe have not, like in Hungary. There has to be compassion for these refugees, and they are caused by the support for terrorism that countries like Russia and Iran give to Assad. That has to change. Do you want to see that change? Are you ready to stand with the democratic forces in Syria? Are you ready to stand with the international community for Assad to leave office? They want to move forward also continuing with sectarian violence in Iraq. So, the behavior of Iran is not good. They are not a moderate regime. Are they a moderate regime? They're a regime that is supporting international terrorism. They're a regime that today is violating human rights and executing people right and left. And they execute because they want to strike fear. They want to send a message that with those executions, that is going to translate into a fear of the Iranian people. But what they don't know is that throughout Europe and the United States and Latin America and Asia and Africa, there are people like you, right? That want democracy in Iran, right? That want to continue the fight for democracy, for women's rights, for a democratic alternative, and so that these young people can have a future. And the message should be, we want democracy in Iran, right? We want to stop the human rights violations and executions in Iran. We want to stop the international terrorism and support they give in Iran. We want Assad to go down. Well, look, I'm honored to be here with my friends from the Iranian democracy movement that are here. Friends that I've known for a long time. God bless you. Thank you. Let's hear it for the young people. For democracy. Thank you.
My friends, here we are again. I was here last year with you, and I am here again to give support to your cause. But first, there's a new factor this year, and that is the United States claims it has reached a deal with Iran. You know, they say it's an agreement. It's not an agreement. I've studied constitutional law, but constitutional professors like Professor Dershowitz has said it is a treaty. It needs 2/3 approval by the United States Senate. It doesn't have it. It's not a constitutional agreement. It should not go into effect. And we know what the Iranian people want. They want freedom, yes. They want democracy, yes. They want the terrorist Ayatollahs to go, yes. Right, in 2009, they made it clear what they wanted. And where was our government? It wasn't there to support them. My friends, it is time for the terrorist Ayatollahs to go. It is time for them to go. It's time for them to go. It's time for them to go. And with your good work, they will go. Thank you very much. God bless you and your cause. We stand with you.